Hey y'all, how you doing? What is today? Today is Saturday, 9 o'clock. And I'm just messing around on my computer. I am just doing techie stuff. This is one of my setup. Hold on. It's one of my monitors. That's the other. That's my laptop. But yes, it is a screen. And then there's this one. It's my favorite guy. That's the 34-inch curved monitor. That's where I do my best work. And then there's my touch screen. It's supposed to be a touch screen, but I need to do something to it so that it does indeed function as a touch screen. Anyway, this is all my landscape. And it's Saturday at 9 Pacific time. Pacific to be specific. And just checking in. My daughter's outside playing, so while she does that, I pretty much get to do nothing. I'm on watch, making sure she's okay. And that she doesn't do anything she's not supposed to. Because I've gone outside and I found her on the roof. Her and the little neighbors. So, yeah. You definitely gotta watch them. You can't just leave them alone. So, yeah. As I was saying, I've always wanted to make more videos, just create more. What is this? Hold on. Create more, because I sure do consume a lot. I consume, I'm on YouTube, I'm listening in maybe 20 hours a day, because even when I sleep, I play my I can't really sleep without listening to a video. So I'll pick my video and then I'll fall asleep, and then if that one stops, I will pick another one. But normally I pick the ones that run 24/7, the lives that run for 24/7. And I'm trying to create more than consume. It's not wrong, it's not bad to consume, but I know I am definitely a creator and creative. I create a lot in every other area of my life. And yeah, even if it's just a video where I come on here and yap, and but the video finds those who are interested. So right now I'm looking for like a streaming app, because everything I do is on my phone. I have a Z Fold. I have two phones. I have a Note 10, Samsung, of course. I will never own an Apple phone. I do own a Mac, and I would probably buy another Mac Well, no, actually, back then I bought one for just to play the music on. But I'm really not into that right now. So, I don't know. But a phone? No, never. I own, like I said, I own a Note 10 Plus. And I own sorry, this keeps stopping and I have to restart the recording. The phone I'm on right now is a Z Fold 5. Is it a 5? Yeah. It's a 5. I am eyeing the the 8. I was this close this close to pre-ordering it last night, but I said, wait a minute, what's the hurry, what's the rush? I just always have upgraded my phones, and I've had this one. I had the Z Fold 4, then something happened to it. There was something wrong. Something happened regarding the hinge, and I always get insurance on everything. Although people say, "Oh, don't get the insurance. You won't ever need it." I didn't get the insurance on the Z Fold 4. So when that hinge, when my phone just went out, just wouldn't power up again. It charges, but it wouldn't power up. I was out of luck. And so I had to go and buy this one, the 5. The 5. Cinco. And I like it, but I think that the 8 is new and improved, right? It looks like it would be thinner, and I don't know what else. I'll probably give this one to someone else, to one of my kids. They will inherit. That's what I've always done. I upgrade and they inherit. So oh, it's hot. I'm needing my fan. Okay, I had to restart the recording. Belle, when you go outside, don't close that door all the way. It's hot in here. You hear me?
Yes.
You hear? Yeah, so when I'm on weekends, my off days, I let her play outside for as long as I can take it. Sometimes I'm down and out by like 10:30, so I force her to come in. And but I really try, especially during her summer time or weekend during the summer school, while they're out of school. But yeah, there's only so much I can take, and so I won't. There's only so much I can take, so I won't. How about that? And what do? I listen. That's why I say I listen to videos. I go out and listen. But when I listen, I will join a chat here and there. But I could never sit like on a laptop or not a laptop, a desktop, and sit there and chat with the chat. because I'm not. I gotta check on my daughter, or I'm cooking, or I'm doing something, and I'm just listening in to a video. Every once in a while I'll hit the chat, and then that's that. But I feel like if I sit on my desktop, right, or my desktops, I would get more involved when watching a video or creating one. Yeah, so I let her stay outside, sometimes until 11, 12, depending on the weather and depending who's outside and depending on my mood and how I'm feeling, because sometimes I'm tired, and depending on what I'm going through, because it's not easy, right? Life is not easy, and we need to take care of ourselves. And I take that very seriously. I take care of myself very seriously because I need to be okay in order to take care of her, right? Because I am her sole caretaker. So depending on my mood, I will listen to, I don't know, sometimes I go down certain rabbit holes. Depending on what's going on, what cases are going on. I like to listen to the news and see what's going on, and I'm not into murder mysteries. The reason why I will watch them is because I like to see justice done, right? I always like those type of stories to where justice is done, is served, and if the case is unsolved, or they're in search of a missing person, or even someone who hurt another, I will pray. And that's what I can do. I don't like helplessness. I don't like to just sit there helpless and watch all of this nastiness, all this yuckiness happen in the world, and just sit there all helpless and like paralyzed, because the world is so ugly, right? So I will pray that if someone needs to get found out, that God moves his hand, and that God does justice to the families or whatnot. Like the other day, let me see, what was my last deep dive? It was about this girl. She was a little person, and she was adopted. She was from Romania, I believe, and she was adopted by a family who then thought she was an adult. So I know, it's crazy. That's why I watched all of the seasons and all of the episodes in one evening. That was crazy. What was her name? Greta? I don't know. She was a little person. Was adopted. If y'all know, let me know in the comments. And she was adopted, but then she started doing they thought she was evil because supposedly she would end up in the parents' bedside with a knife at night. And supposedly she just started doing all kinds of things to where they felt like they couldn't get rid of her, and they wanted to and they needed to. And then they felt that she was an adult and that they had been lied to, and that she wasn't a child, a 7-year-old. And they actually went through the trouble of re-aging her, which I never knew you could do that. Not that I would try and do that to anybody I know. And they changed her age, updated, revised, whatever you call it, to where it said she was now 22 years old. So then they were able to get her a place of her own and have her living there by herself when she was 7/22. And yeah, I watched that in one sitting, like I say. So that's what I'll do. Sometimes I'll just... Okay, so I found the gal. I found her name. I mean, I had to Google it because I didn't remember again. Her name was Natalia Grace, a Ukrainian orphan born with a rare form of dwarfism. And then her adoptive parents petitioned the court to change her age from 8 to 22. I thought I heard 7 somewhere in the let me see. So this is her. Yeah, so that was very interesting. You know, and while I'm watching, I don't know, I kept asking myself, is this a true story? Is this a true story? And it just sounded so... It was just such a crazy story that I was like, I don't know. I don't know if this is a true story. See, right there it says 7-year-old. So why do the Google results say 8? I don't know. Anyway, the curious case of Natalia. I think that was a play on words for... No, he wasn't a little person. The curious case of Benjamin. What was that other guy? The curious case of Benjamin Button. Benjamin Button. Well, yeah, they could have played on that because he supposedly didn't age, or he aged and didn't die, or I forget. I watched that movie years ago too. So I don't remember all the... So maybe that was, like a nod to the curious case of Benjamin Button because of the age thing. Well, anyway, that is the deep dives I will go on. Of course, I also like to learn, so I'll Google and learn as much as I can. But sometimes I just don't. I need to just have my brain not think, not learn, nothing. Just intake it all. Just take it all in and just take it all in so that I don't think. I'm 60, so wait. Anyway, that was a very, very interesting story. Whether it was real or not, I do believe it was a real, true story, but I don't know. I'm not gonna spoil. So I'm not gonna give a spoiler alert because I'm not gonna spoil anything. But it was really interesting how eventually someone cared enough, and that was so sweet. If the story's real. To where they did biological testing on her to confirm her age, what her true age was. And it turned out that she was that child, that 7-year-old, 7 or 8, whatever, that they say she was. And that was so sad. If she was 7 years old and she was left in an apartment, just kind of vanished to with the handicap. Oh, because she has a handicap. But I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not. If anybody's interested in watching it, I'll go watch it. And that was really sad. So sometimes, I need to watch other sad things so that I can forget about mine. so that I can stop focusing on my sad stories. I have a lot of sad stories too, but I have always, I've been able to survive by not focusing. I sit. Sometimes I get paralysis analysis, and I sit, and then, it comes a time, it's like, I pray about it because that's all I can do. And sometimes I do ask for strength because that's what I need. I need strength to move, even for that, to move, to get up, to be able to do what I need to do within my everyday life, or even in taking care of my daughter, my child, because my boys are grown and they're no longer with me necessarily here, but I want them to be with me. And then I have the cats. The cats don't, the cats do not take, the cats don't take up any of my time. The only thing I do is, that's what most of my shorts are about. My YouTube shorts, not my other shorts. They are about, my shorts are about me waking up, and the first thing I do is, after I gather myself together, I feed them. I make sure they have enough water. Depending on how I'm feeling and where I'm at, I pray. I wake up. I mean, not depending on. I always pray, but depending on how I feel, I will make myself a coffee or not. Sometimes what I'm doing lately is I continue to pray. I pray until I feel better. I pray until I feel less anxious. I pray until the burden is no longer there. And this is when I wake up. Yes, when I first wake up. I pray until all heaviness is gone. And I get that pep in my step to just move on to another video, because that's what I do. But the next video after I wake up and pray and all of that and get online to do what I have to do, is I just check around YouTube to see what's going on, see what's trending, what's happening with those I subscribe to and even the ones I don't. And especially right now, my daughter is not in school, so that's my relationship with YouTube. I consume more than not, and I've always tried to change that, but it's not easy. That's why I do the shorts, because it's better to focus on the cats, because they actually bring me some joy and de-stress, than to focus on what I have going on. I'm just staring at this. That's weird. It's like the screen is reacting, or is that normal? Anyway, I love my cats. My cats love me. When I first wake up and I go to the bathroom, they all follow me to the bathroom. And to to do my thing. And then when I come out the bathroom and I open the door, they're all there. They're all there just waiting on me. And I always think that they're waiting for me to feed them, but not necessarily. They're just there waiting for me. They're my support system. They're so cute. And I don't collect cats. I was saying that I do not collect cats. I do not look for the cats. I just found them where I started staying, and they weren't being taken care of. They were kind of like feral cats, although they had a home. They were like street cats, but they didn't have like a designated caretaker. They were just kind of left to do their thing with nobody really checking to see that they always had food and water, which is the essentials, right? And so when I came along, I made sure that they at least had that, because not having that caused so many other issues. Like so they would fight. They were all very territorial, right? There's just so many things. It was horrible to see them fight. And so I came and I started taking care of them, making sure that there was always food and water. And that was it. That they didn't fight, right? If they fought, I got a spray bottle with lavender water. Yes, lavender water. I hear lavender calms you down. So I was like, okay, let's see if it's true. And if they, I just started correcting their behavior. They started fighting, and they would fight to death. They would fight. They would just chase each other down a couple of blocks from what I could see, from as far as I could see. And I didn't like that. I don't like bullies, and I didn't like that. And I was like, there's enough for everybody, and y'all don't need to do that anymore. So calm yourselves down. And if not, you're going to get a spritz of lavender on your coating, and hopefully that'll calm you down for the rest of the day. And eventually it did work, and to where I don't have to use a spray much anymore. And so that is my relationship. I started taking care of the cats, and unfortunately I was going through a lot at the time. I was going through a lot of loss, a lot of changes in my life and transitions, and it was right Corona, and so back then it just seemed like things were just getting worse and worse. But I tried to make the best out of my little bubble. Although it wasn't my bubble, I tried to make the best of it and just make my environment better. And my environment was the cats. And unfortunately, at the time, we lived in a duplex. I was staying in a duplex where next door, the queen, or the mother cat, she wasn't fixed. So she kept having all these beautiful, wonderful babies. And eventually she trusted me to where she would bring me her cats. She would grab them all by the neck from next door and bring them in through the window, bring them to me. And at first I was like, what? Why is she doing that? She's going to hurt them. And I learned that that's how they transport their little ones. They grab them by the back of the neck with, they pull them up with their teeth from the back of their neck, and then I would open my door and there they were. So what was I going to do? So again, I'm not a cat lady. I didn't pick them. They picked me, or their mom picked me. And she trusted me. And eventually, I believe God sent me someone in the neighborhood that started, or that this was their function, right? This was their thing. I don't know. They said that they were volunteers, that they would catch, fix or spay and release. So although these cats weren't necessarily, at the time, I didn't want to claim them because they were not mine. I was just helping to take care of them because I thought, hey, I'll just be here for a couple of months and then I'm gone. Again, not knowing that Corona or the Rona was going to shut everything down. So along came this wonderful team of fixers, and they started fixing some of them, and some of them, there was a grant in one of the clinics a couple of miles away from me, so I started taking them. Every Saturday I would take 3 at a time, and I started trying to get them fixed and whatnot. But still, even with all the work, a couple of kittens have found their way. Even kittens that are not from the house, they'll just find their way to our place, and they're so tiny and cute, and they're in need of water, and we have to take care of them, right? There was this one time after I had moved to a new place, and there was a tiny kitten over on the side just crying. It was crying like a baby, like a human baby. It was like meow. It was like question mark, like meow, like why am I here by myself? Where's my mommy? Why? And so I had my daughter go and see if the kitten would come with her, so we could introduce it to water and food. And we always keep an open window so that they can come in and out if they are not happy here. They're not inside cats. I can't do that. I've tried, but we would all go crazy. So there's a window, and we teach them. If we do collect a cat, we teach them to come in and out. When you need water, here's the water, and then you can find your way back to wherever you came if you want to. And if not, they'll be here and they'll chill, but they have to be peaceful, right? They can't come in and try to be territorial and all of that, because no, that's not gonna work, and not make any trouble for me while I'm working, because I ain't no cat referee, right? I'm not for the cat drama. And yeah, that if any type of territorial fight goes down, well, yeah, this is my territory. I'm the one claiming this territory. Ain't nobody else gonna claim this territory. My space is my space, and they can be in it as long as they're not going to cause me more stress, right? Because it's a daily battle to de-stress, decompress. Stress kills. Stress makes you look old. And I am against that. I'm completely against that. I'm completely against getting ill because of stress and aging, having stress age me. I mean, I am my age, and I won't ever hide it, and age is nothing but a number for real. But I need to decompress, and even when I make these videos, I hear myself, and in the playback I hear myself, and I always say, what's wrong? Are my lungs okay? And I believe my lungs are okay. I believe that, I think it hit me the other day that it's anxiety. And I feel short of breath, and as I was saying, the recording stops and I have to restart it over and again. So for the purpose of these recordings, I notice that I just have to either pant to where I don't notice it until the replay, or to where I sound really short of breath. But that's good, right? Because sometimes we have to see what's going on, analyze it, and figure out if we could do anything about it. If we can. So, anyway, can I do anything about? I thought, oh, there's something wrong with my lungs. Can I do something about them? Can I take this tea, this herb? Because that's all I always go on the natural. For natural remedies, I don't like to take medicine or pharmaceuticals. So, no, I believe my lungs are fine. And it's just an anxiety thing to where my breathing is shallow. And yeah, I need to address that. I definitely need to address that. But that's, that's what I do. I self-reflect all the time. So, self-reflect, self-analyze. What can I do? Can I make it better? There's some things we can't change. So don't stress about that either. Don't let anything worry you to death, literally, because, yeah, I've seen stress kill. So, I think that's it for right now. Let me post this video. And then go and check the parameter check and see what's going on. And then maybe I will record another one. Bye.